Hello and welcome, and thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm going to be talking about interpret your dreams, change your life. But before I go into the topic, I want to give you a little bit of background about me, who I am, Pamela Cummins, and why I'm an expert in dream interpretation. I've been very lucky that all my life I've been blessed with remembering my dreams. In fact, I can remember a dream that I had when I was like 5 or 6 years old, where I was with a boy who I was crushing on. Yeah, I know, a little young, but I was crushing on him. And we were running away from a witch. And that's as far back as I consciously can remember. I'm sure there's some subconscious. Yet for many years, I missed a lot of my dreams' valuable information, just like most people do, because I thought they were wacky. I couldn't understand them, and I certainly didn't know how to interpret them. Flash forward about 1991. It was a couple years after I started my personal growth and spiritual growth journey, which was at the end of 1989. I started having these really intense, deep, scary dreams that had more emotion than anything. And I knew deep down inside, intuitively, that these were dreams that represented my childhood. And I was also working on childhood issues at the time. And I didn't know what to do. So I got down on my hands and knees and I asked my higher source, please send me a good therapist. And I was rewarded with a really great therapist. She was wonderful. She helped me week after week. She and I would go over my dreams, and she had me, look in my journal and figure out symbolism. And basically, she taught me how to do dream interpretation. So, flash forward about a year or two later, I started having precognitive dreams. And if you don't know what precognitive dreams are, they're dreams of upcoming events in the future. And I started having those. And I also had different types of psychic spiritual dreams. And she basically got really upset. She freaked out about it. She didn't want to hear it. She didn't want to work with me. And it was soon apparent to both of us that it was time to end our therapist patient relationship. Although I'll always be grateful to her because she taught me so much about myself and about dream interpretation. Dream interpretation helped my psychic abilities come out. I had shut them down as a child, and with the precognitive dreams, again, dreams of the future, I started having, eventually they came out during my waking hours. It has also helped me with my personal and spiritual growth, um, gave me a lot of messages on how to heal body, mind, spirit, solutions for problems that I have, um, how to proceed in business, and so much more. Today, I'm an author of 5 books, and I specialize, obviously, in dream interpretation, personal and spiritual growth. I help accelerate your personal and spiritual growth. And I have found that if you want to go along on your journey of spirituality and self growth, dream interpretation is a very important part of it. All right, so in this masterclass, I'm going to be talking about the benefits of dream interpretation, why dream interpretation dictionaries really give you the correct interpretation, and we're just going to touch upon dream categories. Alrighty, so let's go into benefits of dream interpretation. Well, I went over some of them, but I want to go over 7 of them. All right, the number 1, and to me it's the most important one, dreams give you insight to the one question that we all ask: who am I? Dreams show you who you are. It helps you get in touch with things that you like, where you want to go in the future, um, as it did with me, my spiritual and psychic abilities, and just so much more. And we're always, always finding out who we are. So our dreams always give us clues. Dreams are great clues and messengers. The number two benefit of dream interpretation, and by the way, there are much more than seven. I'm only going into seven, but number two is environment dreams. And environment dreams alert you to danger of what's happening around you. So many years ago in the caveman time, they were sleeping in caves, and if there was a saber-toothed tiger at the entrance, one or more cavemen and women would have these dreams warning them to wake up, and they'd wake up and they would fight off the saber-toothed tiger so somebody didn't become the saber-toothed tiger's meals. And today it's different. Obviously, it will alert us to burglars or any environment issues or whatever and wake you up. And this ensures that man and womankind go on forever, or as long as we're supposed to be here. The third is, and this is important, dreams will alert you to any upcoming health issues. It will also help you, if you do have health issues, it will help you by giving you remedies you can do, or it might alert you to not do a certain treatment that you were thinking about doing. Okay. The fourth one is, and this comes from a quote from my book, Learn the Secret Language of Dreams. There is no denial in the dream time, only subconscious and spiritual truth. Therefore, anything that you've been denying during the day, whether that's your feelings, your dislike of a job, where you want to go in life, relationships with others, for instance, if your spouse is cheating on you or your child is doing drugs, whatever it is that you've been repressing comes out when you're sleeping. And this is a good thing. Why is it a good thing? An old mentor of mine used to say, when you bring the demons to the light, they go away. Okay? So whatever you're holding on to and denying is giving you lack of joy. You let it go and you work on it and you look at it, you work on the issues. What happens is it brings freedom, and dreams will help you with that. Fifth reason, and here's a really big bonus of learning the secret language of dreams, you will have better relationships and a happier love life. As I said before, it gives you the truth of what's going on. It will also give you in your dreams, maybe if you're stuffing your feelings of anger, it will help you release them, but it will also give you insight on how to possibly communicate with somebody or what they're feeling and how to resolve issues in relationships. So that's a really good bonus, because relationships are where we humans get our greatest education. And by the way, that came from my first book, Psychic Wisdom on Love and Relationship, and people really like that quote. Okay, the sixth one, which I've already talked about, is precognitive dreams will give you insights into upcoming future events, which is really wonderful because maybe you could prevent a tragedy, okay? Or, you know, if you can't prevent it, you're better prepared for it. You know, like a Boy Scout, you're prepared to able to deal with whatever is coming to you. And the seventh reason, and this is a really good reason, is if you have a dream where a departed loved one, you know, someone who crossed over to the other side, comes and visits you, as many people do, you will recognize if it's just a dream, okay, where maybe some issues that you need to work on, or it was truly a visit from a departed loved one. All right. So those are 7 benefits. There are definitely more. All right. Excuse me. Next topic I want to talk about is why dream dictionaries rarely give you a correct interpretation. And other dream interpreters that I talk to are like, oh, people always think that they can go to a dream dictionary, dream app, look up their symbol, and there it is. There's their answer. Well, if it was only that simple. You know, dream dictionaries and apps can be compared to looking up your daily horoscope on the internet. They're generic and based upon the person's opinions and life experience. This is why if you go and you want to see your daily horoscope and you go to 5 different websites, you're going to get 5 different horoscopes for the day. And don't forget, those are for millions and millions of people. And maybe once in a blue moon, your horoscope is spot on. And that's the same thing with a dream dictionary. Once in a blue moon, it's going to be spot on, but not always. Another thing that I like to compare dream dictionaries to is think of it as a foundation of a home. You need the foundation, symbols are the foundation of dreams, okay? You need to understand some symbolism in order to understand your dreams. It's not all symbolism. So you got the floor, but you got the foundation, but what about the flooring on top of it? Maybe you want to put carpet on top of that, the walls, the roof, the plumbing, the electric, and so forth, okay? And that's what symbolism is to dreams, right? And I would never say don't use dream dictionaries, okay? But quite honestly, you can use a symbol book and that will get you in touch with possible meanings, but really it's what's it to you? Because what a symbol is to me might be totally different to what it is to you, which is probably why I may never write a dream dictionary. Who knows? In the future that might change, but honestly, it's what the symbol means to you. And here's another thing. What a symbol means to you during the daytime, okay, might not be what it means in your dream. I know it's a little frustrating, but it's true. All right, so let's take a symbol to help illustrate this point. And one of it is a very popular one is being naked. Now, if you go to a dream app or dream dictionary, most of them are going to say feeling vulnerable and ashamed, which quite honestly makes sense. So let's take it a little further and we'll use a dream scene. And what I mean by scene, it's kind of like different scenes in the movie. Well, sometimes our dreams will have different scenes, okay? So here's the dream. You were naked in a group of men who were dressed up in business suits. So basically you're naked and there's businessmen have suits on. Now logically you're going to feel vulnerable and possibly ashamed. That makes sense, the dream interpretation app. And if you're a woman, there might be a fear of being raped or taken advantage by these businessmen. Okay, so let's look at it from different dreamers' perspectives, okay? Perhaps their feelings, past events, future events. Let's just look at different dreamers. If this was a nudist dreaming this dream, he'd be very comfortable in the dream, or she would be very comfortable in the dream because they're comfortable with their they're comfortable with their body. They like the freedom, all right? In fact, they might look at the businessman and say, oh my God, you're so restricted, feel free. Let's have some freedom, okay? Now, let's look at it from somebody else. If it's a woman who's a porn star, or perhaps she's a stripper, this is just a dream about work. Another day at the office or wherever she's working at, okay? Now, let's go a little bit with the feelings, all right? If somebody's having this dream and they feel empowered, okay, that dream means that at work, you need to be who you are. Feel free to speak what you need to speak, okay? And this will help you move forward in the business world, whether you're working for someone or you're self-employed. But let's take it another way. Let's say somebody has the same dream, but they're feeling ashamed and they're feeling fearful, okay? This could mean that the work environment is not safe for you and you have a good reason to feel fearful, or an upcoming event maybe you shouldn't go to because there's so much fear. Maybe these men are going to belittle you, harm you in some way. Or another meaning for that is it's time to leave that job. All right. Got two more examples from this one little dream scene. Um, the next one is maybe recently, or it could be a precognitive dream in the future. You had a group of business men basically screw you over, all right, and strip you away of your valuables or whatever it is. So there you go. This is why you're naked in front of them. And lastly, and this is the sixth example that I'm going to use, and it's sadly, but this could be a PTSD dream, which means post-traumatic stress disorder dream, and those occur if there's some kind of trauma that not trauma that happened in your life. You know, vets have it, rape victims have it, incest survivors, or any kind of abuse. A tsunami can cause it. Um, so if in the past you were gang raped by a bunch of businessmen, this is why you're having the dream. Okay, so I showed that example where different feelings, different past experiences, present issues can have hundreds of meanings. Now let's add in other symbols, maybe people in the dream interacting, other dream scenes, and we just made that dream could have thousands and thousands of meanings. And this is why dream dictionaries and dream apps are very generic. Now, they're not going to give you the whole thing because dream interpretation is much more than symbols. In fact, if a dream dictionary, okay, let's say a paperback dream dictionary, had every single possible dream meaning that this symbol could have, it would go from here to way past. You wouldn't be able to see it. And if it was an app on your phone, you wouldn't have any storage for anything else because it'd take up the whole phone, right? So please know that if you didn't get anything else, know that dream dictionaries and a symbol is not going to interpret your dreams. There's so much more. All righty. Next thing, let's talk about dream categories. And in my book, Learn the Secret Language of Dreams, I really go into dream categories, and I use different dreams to help showcase each category. But let's use a dream scene that one of my clients had. You dream that your throat hurts, and you put your hand down and you pull out this junk and immediately feel better. All right. For an environment dream, which I stated earlier, you know, things that are going around in your environment while you're sleeping, this could be a dream where there's a fire going on. And that's why you feel like, you know, and you want some kind of relief. So you get out of bed and you run, but you got so much junk in the way, you have to push it aside. And finally, you escape through the window and get some fresh air, and it's like, so much better. Now, a health dream, okay? I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly the first time, but a health dream, you know, helps you with issues with your health. So if you had that dream, okay, where your throat hurt and you stuck your finger down and pulled out some junk and you feel better, and that could mean that you're having issues with your tonsils and you need to get them taken out and you're going to feel a lot better. Now, in the case of this woman, I intuitively knew that it was neither one of those, okay? What I intuitively got for her, and it made a lot of sense when we talked afterwards, is this was a solution dream for her, giving insights to a problem she was having. And she needed to stop repressing her feelings, thoughts about a certain situation, express it, whatever manner that was for her, whether it's verbally writing it down or maybe confronting someone, get the junk out and she'll feel so much better. Okay, so I could go on and on with dream categories, but that just gives you a little idea of what dream categories are about. So Thank you for listening. If you need further help with this, I have coaching programs. If you want to learn how to do dreams, I have coaching programs, and I would recommend the packages because you save money. If you don't want to do one-on-one coaching with me, I also have an online course that you can do, and that is in video and also audio format, so whichever format you prefer. Of course, the book, Learn the Secret Language of Dreams. I also do, if you don't, some people don't want to learn how to interpret their dreams. I also do dream interpretation, whether that's by email, phone, Zoom, or Skype. And I also have classes, and depending upon when you're listening to this, I have a class that begins April 3rd of 2019 at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can find that on my class and workshop page, and I hope you can make it. So I'm here if you need me, and I want to thank you so much for listening. Namaste, and have a great day or night. Bye-bye.